Hi, Lucy here for the Scrapbook Cottage in Winnipeg, and today I'm going to make a fall 6 1/4 by 8 1/4 folio. I'm going to go through it and show you what it looks like, how I decorated it, and then we'll get to making it. So this folio opens in the middle like this, and it has two sides that are exactly the same. So I don't know if I decorated them both the same, but they both have the same, exactly the same dimensions, exactly the same idea in them. So I'm going to go through the left-hand side one first. The first ones that we see here are pockets. I had extra 3x4s, 3x4 elements that I stuck in there. I could put pictures on the back. There's two of them, and this that you see here is a belly band, so you could put extra pictures in there if you wished. Okay, this opens up like this. This page opens up like that. And we have a large pocket that you could put lots of memorabilia or pictures. The next page has a stacked pocket. So there's a pocket here, and there's a pocket there. Now this second pocket doesn't end here. It goes all the way to the bottom. So you can put larger, longer pieces. You wouldn't want to put these guys because they'd get lost in there. This flips this way, and we have room for a 4x6, two 4x6s here. We have another pocket on this side, and room for pictures here. On the other side, it's exactly the same thing, and we won't make both sides today in the video because it's the same. So pocket, belly band. And I chose to decorate these the same way so that they kind of looked the same. We have here the stacked pocket. We have on this side, I have a short pocket, and actually I put the two shorts on the same side, two longs on the other side. You can choose to put one short and one long on each side. That's up to you. Okay. So let's get creating. We're going to start with our cover. I'm going to put some light on here. Come on. There we go. That's much better. All right. We're going to start with our A page, and on the 11-inch side, so I always say score on and then whatever. When I say score on 11, I mean the 11 is on the top. So we're going to score at 1/2. We're going to score at 1 1/2. We're going to score at 7 3/4 and at 8 1/4. Okay, that's A. We have B, and on the 9 1/2, so 9 1/2 on top, we're going to score at 6 1/4 and 6 3/4. That's B. And then C, we're going to score at 7. So 7 is on top. We're going to score at 1/2 and 3/4. That's going to give us a really tiny little gusset. Okay, so we're going to put these together. Let's go back to A. And A has that 1/2 inch that we did, we're going to put tape on that 1/2 inch. I love to use Suquang. We have books in the store that have been there for, oh, I'm sure over 5 years, and they're still just fine. And I'm going to take my C and I'm going to put tape on it too. So I don't know. I mean, some people like to use the wet glue. I have not ever used it on outside of albums. I have had good luck with Suquang, and I'm going to stick with it. So I'm going to fold and burnish. Burnish. Oh well, we'll use this one. And we're going to fold. See, we always put our glue, unless otherwise, we put our glue on the indented side and we fold towards what I call the mountain or the dented side, okay? So we're going to have to find our other score line here so that we have a gusset. Okay, so that's our C ready. Okay, let's take our A and let's take our D, B, C, B, I'm sorry, B, and let's fold and burnish those lines, those score lines. There we go, and there's another one here. Okay, so we have our A and our B. We're going to take A, and with the bumpy side showing, we're going to adhere the large piece of B. So we're going to take B and we're going to put it, sorry, the large piece of B, and we're going to put it here. Okay, so I'm going to take the tape off of here. Let's see. There we go. And we're going to put our B even with that score line. There we go. So now we have our folio. Okay, it was as simple as that. So we're going to open the folio and we're going to take our C piece. And remember, we're only doing half of this folio, so you would have 2 C's as well. You'd have 2 of everything else that I'm going to be working with, but we're only going to do one side, okay? So we're going to open the folio and we're going to put C on the right side of the larger part of folio. So this is the larger part of the folio. We're going to put C here along the score line here, not on it. We don't want to harm it from opening, right? We're going to put it right there. So I've lost, here we go. I don't know about you guys, but I seem to spend almost as much time looking for tools, my tools, than I do crafting. Somehow they run away on me. Okay, so we're going to put this, and I like to work like this. Now, This is the score line, right? Okay, so you see the score line right there? That's where we're gonna go for. I forgot to miter my ends here. Just gonna miter them a little bit, just so that okay, so we're gonna put this right here along that line, but we want to make sure we're even with the front, with the top and bottom. Just gonna pull this back. We need to be just on the side and a little bit further down. I don't want to stick my head in the way for you guys. Here we go. Okay. There. So that's our C with the little gusset. Okay. All right, now we're going to take our D, E, and F pieces. So D on the 6, on 6, so on 6 is at the top, we are going to score at half. On E with 6 3/8 on the top, we're going to score at a half, and at 5 7/8 we're going to rotate it and score it at half. It's going to be a pocket. F, we're going to score at a half on the 6 1/2 side, or 6 3/8, I guess, yeah, and at 5 7/8. And we're going to flip it so 3 is on top, and now we're going to score at 3/4. And I'll find out why 3/4 and why not half. Okay, let's put our tape down on that 1/2 inch. And on the F, we're only going to put tape up to that 3/4 score line, okay? And only on the sides. We're not going to put any on the 3/4 side. So only tape up to that 3/4 score line. And E, we're going to put it all the way around, although I don't put it in the corner because we're going to be cutting that off. So we don't need that. There we go. We're going to miter. So we're going to miter the top like that. And at the bottom, we're going to miter right through that X. Okay, right through. On the F, we're going to miter the top a little bit. And we are going to cut this way, and then we're going to miter down here. Okay, so we're going to cut through the score line here, and then we're going to angle and miter that. Okay, and for D, we are going to just miter these guys a little bit. There we go. Okay. Now, we're going to fold, sorry, going to fold and burnish. Going to fold these guys. We won't fold the bottom of F though, just the sides. For E, we're going to burnish, we're going to burnish all of it, all 3 sides. And I like to do burnish on the paper side, not on the tape side, because the tape has a tendency to kind of shrivel up, kind of go wavy, and look like bacon when it cooks. If you know what I mean, I'm sure you do. Okay, so we're going to take our D, and we're going to make sure that this side is to, let me just check my, yes, we're going to make sure, 5.5 album, not very original, but it is 4.5 by 5.5, and it is quick. Hang on, I've got, it's easy, so I'm not lying. So, we'll get started. I'm going to start off by, oh boy, I was watching another of my videos and it just decided to start up here on my laptop. Okay, so we're going to make sure that this side is to the right. Okay, we're going to start by putting E down. And looks like it's just the right size. Always check to make sure. And I'm going to make sure that it's even with this side, and if there's room on this side, that's great, because that's where it folds, right? So I'm going to put it along the bottom, and that looks good. I'm going to take this one. There we go. And all I do is I just take and I just kind of go sideways, and they just kind of fall where they're supposed to. Okay, now we're going to take F, and with F is going to go where that 3/4 score line is. F's going to go inside of E, and it's just going to sit like this on top of E. Okay, nicely, it just kind of nicely goes in there. And then that's why it doesn't have a bottom, so you can put long things in here, right? So just the two sides we're taking off. And I'm gonna stick this in. Nice and even. Make sure my score line is even. Make sure the side of my pocket is even. And there we go. There's our pocket. Okay, now we are going to attach C in our book. We're going to open up, sorry, this is D. We're going to open up C, and we're going to attach D on top of C. So let's close C again, and it's going to go on top like this. Okay, now remember we have a gusset there. We don't want to put our tape on that gusset. So we're going to, come on, there we go. Show you what I do. I like to, let's make sure that this is the way it goes. I like to, I'm going to make sure that this gusset is down so that I don't go on it for sure. And I'm going to eyeball top and bottom. That's about right. And I'm going to go right against the side. Okay, so that's good. That looks good. This is what where the tape is. I'm just going to put my hand on here, and I'm going to go down. So we have our C, we have our D, we have our stacked pockets. Okay, set that aside. We're going to work on G, H. There's 2 H's. You will have 4, but on this side there's 2, and there's 2 I's. So let's start with G, and we're going to score at 6 5/8. That's this side. We're going to score at a half and 5/8 right beside the half. Very, very tiny gusset. H, we are going to score at on 6 and sorry, on 6 we're going to score at a half. And I, we're going to score on the 5 7/8 at a half and 4 1/2. And then, oops, this is I. Yes. So I is, sorry, this should not have happened. So you can just kind of push this down. You're going to be putting pretty paper on there anyways. On the 5 7/8, you're going to score at a half. On the 5, you are scoring at a half and 4 1/2. Okay. So on the 5, a half, 4 1/2. On the 5 7/8, one side at half. Okay. Let's go back to G. We'll put tape on G. Just that half inch. On I, they're pockets, so we're going to put them on all 3 sides, not in the corner, because we're going to get rid of those corners. Just want to make sure that you can still see what I'm doing. Okay. Another pocket. Got too much tape coming out here. That's better. And on this side and in the middle. On the H's, just where we scored that half inch. All right, we're going to miter. We'll miter the tops of the pockets a little bit, and then we're going to cut right through that X. I like to turn it over so I can see that X, and that way I've got it the right way. And our G, we're just going to go up to the first score line, not into the other one. Okay, so we're going to fold, and it's going to be a tricky fold because of that little 5/8 inch gusset. So let's see if we can pull it out. but it's there. Okay, just a little bit, so we have a little bit of room. To do our pockets. Now we will, we're going to put angles on our eyes. I think we're going to put angles on our, on our eyes. Okay, so I'm going to take these. And we're going to measure 2 7/8 from the cut line. My ruler, pencil. So we're going to go from the bottom cut line and go 2 7/8. Okay, so right here. And we're going to take that line and we're going to go right to the end here. And we're going to cut that. I'm going to use my, just so that I make sure that I'm nice and straight. Go. Now the other one we're going to do the same, but I mirrored them. So in other words, I'm not going to cut this one this way. I'm going to cut it this way. Okay, so I'm going to measure 2 7/8 from this side. So 2 7/8. That's here and here. So I'm going to measure from this corner to that corner. And I'm going to cut along that line. Okay. We're going to just trim this here a little bit. It's just sticking out a little bit too much, I think. There. This one is too, so let's just, there we go. Okay, so see how they mirror each other. And we're going to take J, these guys, those are H's, it's G. Oh, okay, yes, my J's. They are these guys. They're the tiny 1 inch by 6. Yours might be longer. I just took pieces that were 1 inch and just stuck them in the kits. So what we have to do is we have to measure 1 inch from this cut line. Okay, so I'm going to measure 1 inch. Okay, I'm going to do the same on this one. 1 inch. Okay, and now we're going to take our J, or 1 inch piece, and we're going to put it along those lines that I made. Okay, and now I'm going to go and okay, this is where my score line for my pocket is. That's that one. And hard to see those lines. There they are. See how I said that like 6 inches was like the bare minimum, right? Okay, so I'm gonna have to push it this way a little bit more. Okay, so the score line is here and here, here, and here. Okay, so we're going to take our scoreboard and we are going to score. We're going to look at those little lines that I made, like that, and I'm going to put them here. Your scoreboard likely has these little lines in here. I don't know, I think that's why they're there, is so that we can do this kind of thing. Okay, now that's at 6, and I want to go 3/8 of an inch over. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and I don't have a lot of there. Okay, now we're going to do the same with this side. I think it's this one. There we go. And we need to go 3 lines over, right? So 1, 2, 3. Yikes, I don't have a lot of room. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Okay, so hopefully you've got more than 6 inches on yours. Okay, 6 inches is not quite enough. Okay. Go 3 lines over. 1, 2, 3. This side, I don't think I'm going to have enough on this side for sure. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yikes. I'm just going to go 2 on this side because I don't have enough room. Okay, we are going to put suquang on those, but I'm going to put much smaller one. I can't use my 9.5. I think this is 7. Let's see if 7 will work. That goes to that one. Whoops. Now these are our belly bands, right? This piece here. And we're going to cut off this piece here. We're going to fold it, and this doesn't look good, so we're going to cut this off. And I'm not going to cut it even, I'm going to go in a little bit. Okay, so we cut the extra off, we fold, and we cut off this piece that's sticking out. Okay, so we're going to do the same here. Cut that off, and don't have a lot to cut off this side. And there. Okay, let's put them onto our so I think this one went here. On our lines. Yep, looks pretty close to being perfect. Okay, so we're going to take the tape off, or the paper off the tape. Okay. I'm going to put it down like so, even with the bottom, and there. Okay, now we're going to erase. You would erase all of this because that's not, and we want to make sure this works. Beautiful. On the line, not over the score line, and down here. Okay, I'm a little below my line, but doesn't matter. All right. Now what we want to do is we want to take this pocket. It's not really a pocket, but yeah, this piece, and we're going to put it to, where did my I's go? H's go. Here's my H's. They're going to go onto H, like so. Okay? So we're going to take the bottom off first. And we're going to, you know what? This is sticking out here. I'm just going to cut it off. There. So take this. We're going to make sure it's even. There we go. Come on. And there we go. That's one. Where did our other one go? Sheesh. It was just here. There we go. Put that at the bottom. I like to put the bottom down first. And then this will just fall down. Okay, we take our two pockets and our G. What we're going to do is we are going to put, okay, so opening the folio right up. So we've opened the folio. We're not doing anything to this side. We're opening this side up, right up. And we're going to put G. We're going to put G with the big left side of the folio right, and the big right side of the okay, so these will open out. So let me see what I've done. Yes, these are gonna, this one's gonna go like this, and it's gonna open out. Okay, so we put it, everything's open. This is the cover, and it's gonna go, whoop, it's gonna go right on here. Okay. This is the one that has the tiny little 5/8 of an inch gusset. Okay, it's hard to see here. Sheesh. This is where my, so I want to make sure that I am even. I don't want to be sticking out the top or the bottom. And I want to be even with that score line, not on it. There we go. Okay, so that's our G piece. We are going to put these guys here on our G piece. Okay, like this. So again, I'm just going to scooch it this way. And I want to be not inside that gusset. That gusset is still there. I'm going to put it so that it's even with the side, or what's the bottom, and down. Okay, next one, there'll be a bit of room. We're going to go with the top now, and there's going to be a bit of room between them. That's fine. Okay, so even with the top and the side. There we go. And there's our 2 pockets. There's our G. Okay, we've only got 2 more pieces to put on, and that is our pockets. Now, did I not cut my pockets? What did I do with my pockets? I think I forgot to cut them. So we're going to cut them, no problem. I have paper right here. Okay, one of them is long and one of them is not. I don't know, I think I might have to cut another piece. Okay, I'm just gonna put this on top of my folio. Okay, K is 4 1/4. That piece isn't gonna work. That piece isn't gonna work. Okay, we'll just get another piece. 4 1/4. By 7 1/4. That's the small stubby one. And so these guys might work for the other one. 3 3/4. Perfect. 3 3/4 by 9 1/4. Okay. We're going to score those. They're pockets, so we're going to be scoring on three sides. So on the 9 1/4, we're going to score it 1/2, and at 8 3/4. And on the 3 3/4, at 1/2. I'm going to put one big one and one small one on this side. So at 7 1/4, I'm going to go at 1/2 and 6 3/4. And on the 4 1/4, I'm just going to go at 1/2. Okay. We're going to tape. There we go. don't have to do the corners. Always make sure that I put my tape on the dented side, not on the mountain side. Just gives us a better finish when we fold. And I found that myself. I've had it so that it didn't fold properly and wondered why. That's why. Okay, let's take and miter these. And through the X. And our other one will do the same. And through the X. Okay, I'm gonna fold. And burnish. All right, now, where are they going to go? Pull our folio towards us, and we are going to, let's see, what do I say? Adhere K to the bottom of C. Okay, so we're going to put this one down here, and it fits nicely. I'm going to put it, I think I'd better put it on the inside. Okay. So this is C. We're going to put it on C right here. Right here. Fits just perfectly. Okay. Come on up. It's being difficult. It's being very difficult. Here we go. And there. Closes up real nice. Now we're going to put the long one. We're going to put M or L. They call this, no, they call this one M. I called it M, and I would like it, where could I put it? I would like it here, actually. And I think I might, no, I'll put it this way. I like it here. You can put it wherever you wish, okay? But I think I like it here. To go like this. There we go. And we'll burnish that in, and we are finished. Okay, what's the problem here? You think you're too big? There we go. And there's half of our folio finished. Okay, so I like to have these on the outside. That's just my liking, but that's totally up to you. That's how I did mine. Was these guys came out, then I had pictures, then I had, oh, I didn't make, forgot to do that with our, you can simply, and I've explained it in the instructions, how to make this V if you want. Okay, if that's what you'd like. Yes, I put a V on both of them, so that's pretty simple to do. I know you can handle that. So that is the fall folio. Easy to make, fun to make. Can make it in, let's see, it took us 50 minutes while I was talking and figuring things out. So I would say an hour and a half, you could have it all done. So I'm going to let you go. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope you enjoy making the album. Bye.